What is halfway housing and what it does for the people? Most of us may heard this term but are still confused on what it does for the people. We can barely find information about halfway housing. The term halfway housing can refer to different types of facility. According to Britannica, halfway house is also known as residential treatment center, which refers to community-based center that transforms individual as healthy, productive, and law-abiding citizens after being an offender. It was designed to provide transitional services and assistance in a structured program supervised by an organized and supportive staff. Individuals who are in the halfway house are called resident. They are allowed to access recreational, religious, medical, vocational, and transportation services, as well as assistance with obtaining gainful employment while attending a specialized treatment program. The community and individual members are encouraging participates in creation of economic, social and cultural situations that engender the criminal behaviors of the residents. Mostly are operated by private, non-profit organizations with boards of directors made up of leaders from the criminal justice, educational, and religious communities, as well as other dedicated citizens. Residents are encouraged to familiarize themselves to the society to become more equipped to withdrawal symptoms. Most of facilities are funded by the federal government. Their cost of living. Riviera Sober Living House is another type of halfway house located in Los Angeles which is owned by an individual or private entity. During their stay, residents provide for their expenses to avail the program and have their own privacy. The facility provides services for health and wellness for people who seeks for recovery from drug and substance abuse, co-occurring disorders, and mental health disorders. Residents can go to yoga classes, meditation classes, and museums since it is located in the center of Santa Monica, Beverly Hills. Their team ensure that residents receive adapted care and is comfortable throughout their recovery through the help of well-trained and registered nurses. Each of the cities in Los Angeles, California has different types of halfway housing facilities. You can find transitional and sober housing facilities listed in transitionalhousing.org in cities you prefer to stay to cater your specialized needs. They have non-profit organization that provides social, mental health, economic and educational services for their residents. Their support system helps the displaced residents in limited period. In their database, they 6,580 transitional and sober housing in diverse states. Beverly Hills, California halfway housing. Homeless shelters and supportive housing are dedicated for serving the homeless and low-income residents. They have emergency shelters, homeless shelters, day shelters, transitional housing, shared housing, residential drug alcohol rehabilitation programs and permanent affordable housing in their over 3,000 listings. Resident can only stay overnight in day shelters. It provides case management, shower, laundry facility, and meals for free of charge. In emergency homeless shelters assist short-term relief for homeless and low-income for maximum stay of 3 months. 3 out of 5 shelters offer their services free of charge. Halfway housing in Beverly Hills assist individuals and families with substance abuse issues, emotional issues, and physical issues in transition back to society to stay from 6 months to 2 years. They are required to pay 30% of their income for the program fees. Occasionally fees are returned when the resident leave. Residents who stay for 3 to 5 years who remained in low-income bracket are categorized in permanent affordable housing. Transitional housing offers housing and suitable sustenance to homeless and near-homelessness individuals. Their services varies from substance abuse treatment, to psychological assistance, job training, domestic violence assistance. Services for families, disabled persons and individuals who seek companionship can avail the shared housing program. For the treatment of alcohol and/or drug dependency is the aim under the drug alcohol rehab program. You may find Best Sober Living House in Beverly Hills here. It provides continual care that helps the residents back their healthy living. Brentwood, California halfway housing. In Brentwood, recovery facility aims to deliver lifetime, sympathetic and evidence-informed treatment to their resident with main objective is to help recover from alcohol and drug misuse, as they transform lives and communities. They provide ongoing community-based support for family members. The facility have served over 20,000 residents all over United States, especially in Canada, as they are located in the center of Windsor, Ontario. Brentwood, founded by Jim and Kay together with Father Paul. In 1964, they started a charity house. The government task force determined their place to have a high case of alcohol-related incident. They offered the group of Father Paul to become a recovery home as they funded the facility. As Brentwood Find Recovery, they offer residential addiction treatment program through abstinence. Their family systems model of treatment consists of meetings, one-on-one counseling and intensive group therapy. San Bernardino, California. Halfway Housing. There are limited information for San Bernardino, but you find finest transitional housing and homeless shelters assistance here. Centers here focuses on homeless prevention and rehousing. Selected center delivers services that deals on women with children, veterans, or seniors. Hesperia, California. Halfway Housing. A small city located in San Bernardino with a population of 93,000. You can find inpatient drug and alcohol rehab in Hesperia. Since Hesperia is one-stop route for meth shipping from Mexico to the rest of the United States, cases have increased for 17% per year from 1999 to 2008 studies. Facilities in this city put emphasis for treatment with this problem. You may contact them in their helpline to know more about their rehabilitation programs, as they can assist you to quit using meth and other drugs. Riverside, California. Halfway Housing. Halfway Houses in Riverside has their set of house rules. Under the ordinance set by the county supervisors, house for parolees and probationers will be allowed as the band expired. The ordinance allows the halfway housing to have 2 or more unrelated parolees or probationers, as they could not be within 2,000 feet of each other or a school, park or place where children gather. Public transportation and round-the-clock supervision must be present. Riverside Manor Sober Living House has a safe, affordable and clean environment. They are not treatment facility and don't provide therapy and counseling, but it is a place for recovery to have a better lives under their 12 steps meeting programs that requires commitment to attend. Anyone who suffer from addiction and alcohol can join their recovery program, which requires to attend 3 meetings in a week. They have all the amenities a residence could ask, from swimming pool to fountains, and having only 2-person per room. Being accessible to public transportation, grocery, library and others make this living house a great place to stay. They also have job assistance. For a monthly cost of $600 with no advance payment or credit checks need. You also find more. Halfway Housing in Riverside County offers specialized programs to cater your needs and your loved ones. They are approved by the drug courts, law enforcement, parole and probation, CPS, fire department, code enforcement, car, and sober housing. Venice, California. Halfway Housing. Sober Living House in Venice, California is a facility for men located near the beach. Residents are taught the value of self-reliance, accountability, and independence while taking control of their own recovery. Also, they are trained how to deal with their overwhelming emotions as they cultivate their healthy healing. The rehab facility being at the seaside, residents experience the beautiful scenery at the beach while doing yoga or meditation to relax their minds. With team of experts, residents will have the treatment they deserve at Phoenix House, California, especially for these who underserved and uninsured, to give them hope and a chance to live a better, meaningful life. They serve these who are struggling to overcome substance and alcohol abuse. Santa Monica, California. Halfway Housing. Halfway Houses in Santa Monica, California is another sober living recovery facility for people who suffer from substance use disorder, which is located beachfront Southern California. Their outpatient client can enjoy the well-endorsed outside resources for conducive stay. They can benefit a lot from their intensive outpatient program. These programs are very useful to these who opt for treatment. They will love the diverse attractions that most people want to see. Los Angeles, California. Halfway Housing. Friendly House in Los Angeles, California is a halfway house, has a lot to offer. From residential treatment, sober living facilities to family program for individuals looking to support them as they cure themselves from alcohol and substance abuse while having a home-like environment to foster their needs. They are a community-based non-profit organization committed to extend their assistance for a competent applicant who wants to recover by providing a unique rehabilitative experience. In summary, halfway houses, or housing as they differ from each other, are a variety of facilities that depends on the need of an individual which are in the state of recovering and have a healthy normal living. Recent studies shows that halfway housing are becoming COVID-19 hotspot, but the cases are underreported. Most of the halfway housing are privately owned and don't usually report their data. Government agencies have ordered to reduce the overcrowding in their facilities. Facilities has their sets of rules and requirements that their residents must obey. Non-profit and private operated facilities are often contracted and funded by the government.